Artistic Gamer 7, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And obviously this is more of the Among Us Create Sim, which is also a little play along game that y'all can sort of play along with if y'all would like. If you are new to this series, let me try to quickly fill you in. Basically, I am taking the Among Us little tiny cute characters that are also very murderous at times and turning them into Sims. So I'm sort of giving them a realistic take with personality and things like that and basing it off their colors. Basically, you know, most of their clothing and hair choices and eye color and everything like that is reflecting the color of that particular Among Us character. Now, there are 6 colors that are not official colors, but they have been suggested as potential colors, and it's the most popular ones I've seen, and I just sort of wanted to do a few extras, so I added those in as well. The little game that you could do play along with this, 4 of them were randomly decided by a wheel generator, who were imposters, so you can figure out which ones those are. I didn't try to make it too obvious, but there are hints and clues throughout the video and stuff like that, so you can actually try to figure out who are imposters and who are crewmate. There are 4 imposters because the fact I was trying to make it evenly and realistic to how the game is. Normally in the game you only have around 10 characters max playing at a time, and when there's 10 characters or close to 10 characters, there's usually 2 imposters. So I figured with doing all 12 characters plus 6 more extra characters, 4 imposters seemed fitting to equal up to about the same percentage. Now, I didn't do full-on math, but, you know, in my head, that seemed right. In today's video, it is Yellow being turned into a sim. So, the wheel randomly decided for Yellow to be a male. Obviously, for you to figure out whether or not Yellow is crewmate or imposter, but the wheel did tell me which of those it is as well. And was also the 10th in line, because I literally used a wheel decide type thing to decide a lot of factors of the series. The order of the colors, what gender the colors were, and whether or not they were crewmate and imposter. So I did not personally pick these things for these individual characters. Those things I just used the wheel to go from there and then sort of work on it and give it my best. I partially wanted to do the gender randomly because, one, I do tend to lean on making more feminine characters, just because the pure fact is I have a lot more CC for feminine characters than I do for masculine. And it just makes it a tad bit easier, but I figured if I made it to where there was a chance for males to pop up a little bit more, though there still is more feminine characters with the way that the wheel decided them, but oh well. But yeah, so it sort of forced me to do male characters, and also, you know, sometimes I may look at a certain color and be like, oh, I definitely want to use more feminine stuff with this color because some of the stuff that I know I have, but I wasn't given that choice since I used the wheel to decide all of it, so it sort of forced me to more of a challenge for me, basically. And I like doing challenges. That's part of the reason why I like doing some of the creative sims I do, like my Pokemon series and my flower series. I don't like creating characters based off of actual people too often. When it comes to actual people, it's usually just people that I personally know, like myself and my friends and stuff like that. And then even when it comes to some humanoid characters, I may make them for fun on my own time, but I don't tend to do too many creative sim series based off of the humanoid-ish characters. Though I have some planned, sort of, eventually. I want to do a whole Smash Brothers thing, and a lot of the characters in that are humanoid, so in that case, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. There's more of a challenge to the non-humanoid characters and more of a freedom of creativity and, trying to use other stuff to decide what that would look like as a sim or a person. But yeah, anyway. So with Yellow here, I will say with Yellow, I am someone who is hit and miss with the color yellow. I sort of like the color yellow, but at the same time, it's not one of my favorites, and it's not up there. I tend to not wear it much myself, or gravitate towards things that are that color. So I knew that this was probably one of the colors that I would have a slight more challenge with, no matter whether it was feminine or masculine. But then it had to be masculine, which narrows down my options a little bit more. So And I also find myself trying to go for a darker yellow, but when you look at the color for the actual Among Us character, it is sort of more of a lighter yellow. But I was trying to go darker just instinctively, but so I tried not to get too in the dark spectrum because it does tend to have a lighter tone to it to the actual Among Us character. I think in the end, I do like how they turned out. They're not one of my favorites. I wish I would have had more pants options when it came to that color. That was one of the big things that I was like, I was sort of settling on with, because I didn't like most of the options that had that color choice, or if it had that color choice, it had too many other colors going on, or just it seemed like another color was starting to overpower the yellow, which is definitely not what I wanted for this particular character. But in the end, I did still like him. I feel like he's one of the more chill, relaxed people on the Among Us team, on these group of people. Like, you know, he's more like laid back and things like that. Like, he gets stuff done, but he's not stressing or is worried about it. But, you know, once they might figure out there's imposters on board, he might be a little bit more concerned, or maybe he at least should be. Unless he is one of them, of course. But I hope you liked this video, and I hope you do actually like how yellow turned out. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to know which ones are potentially your favorites so far. We have 8 more to go at this point. There is the little, like, 20-30 second little video to add a little bit more onto the potential story of who are imposters, to help give you some clues and figure out who is the imposters and who is not. And I hope you're enjoying the series, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye-bye!